Hi everyone, my name is Bharti Chaudhary and today we are going to discuss some of the question of mock test of the online degree of data science. The question states that find out the correct statement, and these are the statement that has been given below. N is subset of Z, N is proper subset of Z, N intersection Z is equal to Z, N union Z is equal to N. Let's check out that among these four statements which are the correct options. Now the first option says that N is the subset of Z. If you remember the definition of subset, it says that if every element of set A, I have assumed a set A, if every element of this set is also the element of any other set B, then A is called subset of B and A, it is denoted as A subset of B. Okay. So every element of A must be there in B. Now if you remember the collection of natural number that we stated, it was all the counting numbers which starts from 1. That is 1, 2, 3 and it continues like this. And what is the collection Z? Z is the collection of all the integer, that is it starts from your negative number, positive number and then it also includes 0. So let us that denote triple dot which says that it's continuing somewhere here. Then minus 1, 0, 1 and again 3 dots which represent again it is continuing in the right direction also. Now you will observe that all the elements that we have written in the set of N is present in our set Z. Hence, we can say that N is the subset of Z. Okay. So this option is absolutely correct. Now moving on to the next option, N is a proper subset of Z. Now most of you have this confusion that what is the major difference of subset and proper subset. Now let me write A, B, C is one collection and my other collection is B, A, C. Okay. This is my set X and this is my set Y. Here you can clearly see that all the elements of X is in Y. So what I am going to write, X is the subset of Y. But I cannot write here that X is a proper subset of Y. Why I cannot write? Because the definition of proper subset says that if every element of set A is in set B and B contains at least one element which does not belong to our set A. Now when this will be a proper subset, if I have taken X as A, B, C and I have taken Y as A, B, C, D, now you can see that X is a proper, this is denoted as proper subset of Y. Why? Because there exists one extra element which is not in X but it is present in Y. So X is the proper subset of Y. It means that Y is some bigger classes and X is sitting inside and there remains some extra elements which is in Y but not in my X. This is called proper subset. So please, there is a very fine difference between subset and proper subset. Please just look into it. Okay. So by this definition, by proper subset definition, you can find that N is sitting inside Z and there exists some extra element of Z which is not in N. So definitely this option B is also correct. Now moving on to the next one. N intersection of Z is equal to Z. Now already I made a diagram that this is suppose your Z is a bigger class and N is sitting inside Z. N is sitting inside Z. So when you make n intersection of z, you will get answer as n. Because suppose this is, let's make an intersection, this is my whole complete z, and if you make the intersection, suppose this is my whole z, and then make an intersection, then you are going to get n intersection of z, you are going to get n, not z. So this option is incorrect. Moving on to the last option, n union of z is equal to n. Make a Venn diagram again. N union of z will give you z, not n. So the last option is also incorrect. Whenever these kind of intersection or union of some set is given, I always prefer and I always ask that please go for Venn diagram, because this will give you a proper clear idea. Okay, next move to the next question. The next question says me that which of the following statement is or are correct. Now there are two equations given which are equation of line, and it is asked that whether these are perpendicular to each other or not. So let me assume that for this equation my slope is m1, and for this equation my slope is m2. Now when a line is set to perpendicular to each other, when you take out the slope of both of them and make a product and you get -1, then you can say that the both of the line are perpendicular to each other. Let's find out here. If you simplify this equation, it will be giving you somewhere as y is equal to -5 minus 3 by -5 by 7 minus 3 by 7x. So clearly m1 is -3 by 7. Let's simplify this one. This will give you x by 3 is -1 is equal to y by 7, which will make your 7 by 3 x minus 7. So this is the equation. Again, clearly you can see m2 is 7 by 3. Now multiply them. m1 into m2 is equal to -3 by 7 into 7 by 3. This get cancelled out and you will get the value as a -1. So you can see that your option 1 is absolutely correct. So I will make a tick mark here. Moving on to the next question. Now it is saying that y minus 5 is equal to 3x minus 4 whole square is an equation of parabola whose vertex is at origin. Now clearly there are two ways to find out whether this will be the vertex or not. One way is that you can plot this parabola, and the second way is that you can just put down the values and you can check whether the left hand side and right hand side are satisfying this equation or not. So both the ways you can do, but I'll be going for the easiest method, that putting down the value and checking whether this is going to satisfy or not, because you know that vertex lie on the equation of the parabola itself, so definitely that point will be satisfying the equation. So let's do that. So here x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 because it is saying that my vertex is at origin. Put down the value, you are going to get -5 is equal to 3 minus 4 whole square. So clearly nowhere this is going to be equal, so definitely this option is incorrect. Moving on to the third one. Again we have given a pair which is said that it may be the vertex, we don't know. Let's again, two ways are there. First of all, make x is equal to 0, find out the value of y. Then next is make y value 0 and take the value of x. You can find out the vertex. But again I'll go with the easiest one, that put down the value and verify. So here it will be 0 minus 5 is equal to 3 . 5 minus 5 is equal to 3, 4 minus 4. Because here x value is given as 4 and y value is given as 5. Put down the values, you are going to get LHS is equal to RHS, which is giving you 0. So definitely this option C is correct. Now you know that 4 comma 5 is the vertex. If you want to check for 5 comma 4, let's do it. Here 4 minus 5 is equal to 3, 5 minus 4 whole square. Simplify this, you are going to get minus 1 is equal to 3, which is again incorrect. So the last option is also incorrect. So we got two options that are correct, that is option A and option C. Moving on to the next question. Let S1 be the set of irrational number between 0 to 1. So let me make my 0 to 1. Suppose this is the number line where it represents 0 and 1. S1 is the set of all the irrational number between 0 and 1. Okay, so whatever the irrational numbers are coming between your 0 and 1, that collection shows or represents as S1. Now similarly, S2 be the set of rational number between 0 and 1. So it is S2 represents your all the rational number which lies between 0 and 1. S be the closed interval. This is the closed interval. Which of the following are correct? Okay. Now the first option says that S1 intersection S2 is an empty set. Now one thing, it's a very common and basic thing that everybody knows, that at a time any number cannot be rational as well as irrational number. Either it will be a rational, either it will be or irrational number. So at a time they cannot be rational also, irrational also. So definitely if you do the intersection with the common property that both the number will be, any number will be rational as well as irrational, you are never going to find any such a number. So hence you can say that by applying the common sense, you can say S1 intersection S2 is an empty set. Option A is absolutely correct. Let's move on to option B. Now here, this you know that your real number R, your real number R is union of your rational and irrational number. Okay. Now one thing you must know that R is equivalent to your closed interval 0, 1. What is the meaning of equivalence here? Let me make you understand that. It's the miniature form. It's a miniature form जो बड़े सेट के साथ है, सारे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ये छोटे सेट के साथ भी है. This is called the equivalence relation. Okay, whatever the characteristic that R is having, your interval 0, 1 will have that. So it is said that it is a miniature form. It is a miniature form of R. Now you already know that R is the collection of rational as well as irrational number. So now I will consider this set as my R. So again, all the rational number which is falling in this set, union with the all the rational number which is falling in this set, gives me what? This gives me R, which has been denoted as S here. So what we can say, S is equal to union of S1 and S2. So definitely this option is also correct. Now moving on to the third option, S1 union S2 is a proper set of S. It is saying me that. Again, I will be making you understand that the proper subset definition. If every element of the set A is the element of B and B contains at least one element which does not belong to A, then only we say that it is a proper subset. In this case, A will be subset of B, and as well as this also satisfies this criteria that A cannot be equal to B. Whenever any set is proper set of some other set, it will never be equal to that set because there consists or there remains one such element which is not present in A. That's why by this you cannot say that A is equal to B if you go through the definition. So if S1 union S2 becomes the subset of proper subset of S, becomes the proper subset of S, it means that there will exist one element X in S such that it will be not present in S1 union of S2. By this hypothesis, this assumption will be wrong and this will also get wrong. That's why S union of S2 is not a proper set of S. So this option is incorrect. Now S2 is a finite set. What is the meaning of finite set? The number of elements are counted, then only a set can be said as to be finite set. Now collection of rational number is example of infinite set. Hence your S2, which is the collection of rational number between 0 and 1, it is also infinite. That's why S2 cannot be a finite set. So this is also wrong. Now here let's see. You know that your S1 intersection of S2 is equal to 5 that we have already got with option 1. So as you know, S1 and S2 are two disjoint sets. So we have this very good formula. If you do not remember, I would suggest that go for this very good formula. Read this in a book. You will get the idea. That is S1 union of S2 is equal to what? Can be written as S1 plus S2 minus S1 intersection of S2. But you already know that this is 5, so this will get removed. Now you can write S1 plus S2 is equal to S. Fine. Now with this you can write S minus S2 is equal to S1. This is nothing but it represents S by S2 is equal to S1, which means that all the elements which are present in S but not present in S2 will always give you the S1. So this option is also correct. I hope this explanation I have made this very clear. Thank you so much for watching my videos. We will be back with another solution. Thank you so much. Till then, please take care. Bye bye.